Hey there, it's Jason. Just a quick update. Obviously, we did not get completely caught up on Superstore before the premiere of Season 4. A lot of things came up, got in the way of that. We are actually caught up on recording. I just haven't had the time to edit and release everything. Therefore, it might be a few episodes into Season 4 before we've completely caught up. That's okay, we're gonna get there soon. As always, thanks for listening, and don't forget to watch the new episodes.
Hey, Sandra, do you remember any time that Amy was lashing out at Kelly?
January 4th, you said, Kelly, I assume you've been to a monster truck rally. January 12th, you said, 2 people saying you look like Reese Witherspoon is not a lot of people.
Okay, we got it. Thanks, Sandra.
January 20th, you said, wow, did they teach you that at pageant school? January 21st, you said, wow, did they teach you that at pageant school?
Okay, we got it, Sandra. Thank you.
Welcome to Cloud9,
a Superstore podcast.
I'm Jason.
And I'm BB.
And we're talking about Season 3, Episode 14, Safety Training.
Oh my god, finally!
And then we'll talk about 15, Amnesty. So, cheese.
Yeah, the intro was weird because Marcus was giving a presentation about cheese.
What is it? Dried milk.
No, I don't think that's true.
It is. It is, Amy. It's in a PowerPoint.
And it took a left turn real quick.
Well, first of all, he does not understand cheese.
No, I don't think he does. He didn't realize there was so many types of cheese either.
Didn't they have a conversation not that long ago about, like, consuming breast milk?
Maybe. Somebody must be nursing in the writer's room. It's not supposed to be like the worst milk in the world. I've heard of accounts that it's very sweet. But then after that, Amy was being like kind of snippy at Kelly.
You know what's really good? Grilled cheese.
Hot tip, Kelly.
Yeah, and then Dina, who's apparently like Amy's best friend now.
Yeah, Dina's a really great best friend.
It's not a crush. And plus, I told you that in private.
Just so you know, Kelly's gonna start suspecting something if you keep lashing out at her.
What are you talking about? I don't lash out at Kelly.
They consult with Sandra, who's like a encyclopedia of all this information with her beautiful mind thing.
Right. Yeah, so she remembers every incident of her telling her that she's a pageant girl or whatever. Always insulting her intelligence. So Amy, because she's an overcompensator.
Yeah, exactly.
Is like, well, I'm going to be her best friend kind of situation. And I thought it was funny that Kelly was putting away St. Patrick's Day stuff because she's kind of a tiny lady.
Oh.
So she makes me think of a leprechaun a little. So I thought it was kind of funny. But yeah, she wasn't really aware of the procedure of how to hang those at all.
Just use a little tiny piece of duct tape to hang a sign.
That's not good. So Amy, being the overcompensator that she is, decides to take the fall for her.
I am so screwed. This is like my 3rd screw up this week. I'm going to get in so much trouble.
What happened? Who put this up?
Glenn,
It was me. I did it.
Amy, you don't have to.
It's okay, girl. I got you.
And like, it was quite the commotion because her signs actually hurt someone. Poor Mateo. This was a hard episode for him.
Yeah. He got offered so much money.
See, and the thing is, like, this is why I have a problem with that episode with him stealing dollars. Like, with those fake emails. Like, I don't know. It just seems like they get to decide, oh, we're going to hate him this week, and next week we're going to, like, use him for plot development. Like, it was really good. I really liked the storyline with Mateo and how they showed that conflict within him and how Jeff was responding to it, and even Jonah and his, like, non-essential ass.
Issued upon completion of background check. What does that mean?
It seems pretty standard. They probably just want to make sure you didn't do anything illegal.
Illegal? Like being in this country illegally?
Yeah, so he comes out to Jeff as undocumented.
It's complicated.
I was in love with you, and you dumped me out of the blue. So unless there's some reason I just can't
I'm undocumented. That's why I couldn't transfer stores. That's why I can't take the money. And that's why I couldn't go to Carnival Cruise with her family.
And then Jeff just ghosts him?
Yeah, and then we don't really follow up on that until the very end of the next episode.
But with Amy, she has a consequence for taking the fall, which is Sandra being on her ass.
And Sandra takes it very seriously.
She's also afraid of heights, which is interesting because it makes me think of the time when she was left outside in the garden bay. Remember?
Oh, what?
It was like when everyone was having fun in the overnight and they were drinking and she was stuck up in the garden.
Yeah, she was up on top of the shelf.
Yeah. So she was probably not just abandoned, but also afraid. So sad. So Sandra kind of overreacts on the lift.
They run over some mannequins.
Yeah, they run over mannequins, and it's kind of a big deal because Amy's, like, supposed to be a veteran, so I feel like the safety violations are not good for her. They make her go to safety school with Myrtle and a bunch of other, like, people.
So I thought that some of us who have had a couple of incidents could review some basic safety training.
And I feel like Kelly could have really benefited from those classes.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's said it was her third screw up that week.
Yeah, she really needs that. Like, she could have gotten rid of Kelly really quickly there. But that didn't happen. So Amy still wants to be the good guy. So she asks her BFF Dina to help her out. And Dina doesn't end up helping as much.
But Dina is, like, proud of Amy for having this plan already to, like, look innocent and take down Kelly.
I was thinking maybe you could show the footage while I tried to stop you so it looked like my hands were clean. I told everyone to meet, like, around 3.
Nice. She's growing up.
But yeah, they can't get the right video to play on the laptop, and everyone sees the kiss from a very conveniently placed security camera during the tornado.
Yes. But I feel like that would be a good place for a camera because of the pharmacist dealing with drugs.
True.
So we knew that there was a camera on one of those counters because there was a time when Tate was like, come over here.
Yeah.
So they should have known. They should have known.
They thought they were going to die.
Is that an excuse?
That is their excuse.
That's their excuse, right? So, I don't know. What else happens in this episode besides the Amy and
Marcus is trying to injure himself.
And he can't do it.
He goes back to the place where he cut his thumb off in the deli on the slicer.
And he keeps trying to do it. That was so painful to watch.
And Garrett gets involved in that. And
it feels like a box crusher could hurt someone really badly.
Only if somebody pushed the button while you were inside it. There's no need to worry about that because I got the button right here.
He does some more psychological trauma to Marcus, which I feel like Marcus doesn't need anymore. Dina's had her, like, hand at messing him up already.
It's not going to come today. Not even this week. Months will go by. You'll forget all about it. And then one day, out of the blue, you're rich.
I don't know if that...
Even if you tell me you want to call it off, I'll say okay, but I'll know you don't really want that. You're just trying to make yourself forget it's coming.
I don't know. I really liked Myrtle, like, dancing with a mop.
Right.
They were doing cute stuff. I don't know. It was all right.
Amy's name tag was Ruby.
Ruby, 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 Ruby.
Yeah, that's basically all that happened in the episode. I mean, there was a lot of like back and forth with Jeff and Mateo.
Yeah, I really liked that because I feel like there was some good stuff, and I liked how when they called corporate, the guy from corporate's like, my son's gay, so I have progressive views. Like, I don't know if that's a pass, but okay. It was very much like kind of, I don't know. It was really good. And because I really like that fact that we watched the next one after this.
Yeah.
Because it ends on that like really dramatic point where everyone finds out that Amy and Jonah kissed and it's documented. And then if you're binge watching, which we would kind of ended up doing, we were going to do like one episode at a time, but this one was so good that we're like, let's just go along for the ride because that shit was suspenseful. Like when everyone finds out, like the gasps, right?
Yeah.
And then it cuts to like a week later, I'm guessing, or like a couple of days later where it's now a joke and there was the Benny Hill music playing.
Their kids.
Oh, it was so good. That was a good one. Just the transition between episodes was so good.
Yes. So do you want to move on to the next episode?
Yeah, so
then?
what's the next episode is Amnesty?
Yeah. And so yeah, it starts off with them watching the Kiss video again.
Again, yeah.
And
Everyone's
they watch
obsessed.
it several times throughout the episode.
Yeah, and in different ways. Like there was a kiss cam. There was what was the other one? The Take On Me one. Like everyone was having their little fun with Amy and Jonah thing, which is like out in the open, and Kelly has to be like in the middle of it.
Yeah. Cheyenne wasn't in the last episode, but she's in this one. So I feel like they're kind of catching her up.
So, Kelly, do you, like, hate Amy now?
What? No, this was before I even started working here.
Yes.
And it was just a kiss.
On Jonah and Amy, and then on Mateo's situation.
And I go, yeah. And he goes, oh. And I go, mm-hmm.
And what'd he go?
He was weird. He said he didn't know what to do, and he just left.
Yeah, so Mateo is getting ghosted by Jeff in this episode.
Yeah.
And he's worried because Glenn and Dina have a thing going on about the overall goodness of people.
I mean, yeah, sure, there's a few naughty Nathans out there, but most people are basically good.
Take away the threat of punishment, and you'd be horrified by what people admitted to doing.
Right. Glenn has like a real problem with that kiss because Amy was married at the time.
Right, and that's adultery.
Yeah.
I just keep thinking about Jonah and Amy kissing each other.
Okay. Are you imagining that you're the Jonah or you're the Amy?
No. I mean, Amy was married. I thought they were both good people, and they still wound up committing adultery.
It really bugs him, which I kind of can understand, but like, dude, how old are you?
He's in his 50s.
I'm sure he's had to deal with things like this in the past. Anyway,
so he sets up a day of amnesty where anyone can confess to anything they've done.
Come forward today, admit what you did, and we will forget everything.
Okay, but how do we know if the thing that we did is the thing you're talking about?
That's why anyone who comes to us today and admits to doing something wrong will be granted full amnesty.
So it was very, like, untelling, and I think that's what Mateo struggled with because he had told Jeff that he is not in the country legally, but he thinks Jeff might have, like, told corporate or something, and now they're gonna give him amnesty for that, which makes no sense if you think about it that way. And Cheyenne kind of paints it beautifully for him.
Soldiers would pop out of the ceiling and just start pounding on you, like knee to the face, knee to the head, crotch punch, crotch punch. And then you'd probably get sent to Guantanamo.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that some people were confessing to some very, like, intense things. Like Carol, what the fuck is Carol doing to Sandra's lunch?
I don't know, but Sandra is apparently wanting to murder her, so...
Right.
What do you do when that feeling comes over you?
Well, I put on a hoodie that covers my face, then I take the 47 bus line to a library in a faraway town. Then I open a private browser on one of their computers and Google how I'm thinking of killing her to see what mistakes people usually make.
I mean, but something like both of her lunches are being sabotaged. That's intense and horrible. Cody no, it wasn't Cody. It was a new guy who confesses to smoking weed.
Oh, Corey.
Corey.
Yeah, we've seen him before.
Yeah.
He hangs out with Marcus a lot.
But